I would beat people. I used to spar him a lot. The last time
Really?
I sparred him, yeah, I used to spar him in Los Angeles in the wild card. And actually, the last time I sparred him, I rocked him. We sparred 4 rounds, and I rocked him in the last round. And there was a lot of people there. You know, I don't gotta lie to nobody. You know, I'm telling you the truth. That's why I'm really confident in myself that I could go in there beat
David Benavidez has just made a bold claim, revealing that he hurt Dmitry Bivol during one of their sparring sessions at the Wildcard Gym. According to Benavidez, that experience convinced him he has what it takes to defeat the reigning light heavyweight champion, and he believes it proves he can compete with, and even overcome, the very best in the division.
Me and Bivol, we had a lot of great sparring sessions. This was the last sparring session we had. And I'm gonna say for this, and if Bivol says I'm a liar, he can come correct me. In the last round, we did 4 rounds. I caught him on the ropes, and I let a combination go. I let like a 20-piece combination go. Until the round ended, when I walked away, his legs wobbled, and he went back to the corner and said, we don't want him more. And I'm not gonna say it was easy, because that's been that.
Bivol remembers the sparring sessions differently, explaining that both he and Benavidez had their moments throughout the rounds. He believes sparring is meant for learning, improving, and testing new techniques, not proving who is better. Because of that, he says those gym sessions shouldn't be used to predict what would happen if they faced each other in an official fight.
You do some things which coach told you. You should do this and this, and you are trying 1 round. You couldn't do it. Another round you try to do this. It couldn't. On the 3rd round, you can do it once only, and you feel like you win this sparring because you did what your coach asked you. You know. And in the fight, of course, it's different. In the fight, they ask you to do something. You will not waste your time if it's it's not good. You will try to do another things.
Benavidez continues to stand by his version of the sparring sessions with Bivol. He says his confidence is built on years of training alongside some of boxing's elite fighters, and those experiences have convinced him that he has every reason to believe in his assessment of what happened inside the ring.
Just because I do this, bro. You know what I mean? I've done this for a long time, and I never faked anything. When I go in and I said that I put hands on somebody, it's because I really did. If I didn't hurt them like how I did, I wouldn't be saying nothing. You know what I mean? Everybody who's on that gym scene, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's sparring, this and that. But bro, a lot of those people don't know. A lot of those people can't go 12 rounds. A lot of those people have never been in the world champion. I've been in with world champions since I was 14 years old. Yeah. So who has the right to tell me that I can't hurt somebody in a real fight when I hurt him?
Peter Berg also offered his perspective after witnessing one of the memorable sparring sessions between Dmitry Bivol and David Benavidez. He recalled a particular exchange that immediately caught everyone's attention, saying it perfectly showcased the remarkable technique, sharp timing, and elite-level precision both fighters brought to the ring.
Bivol trains in our gym, by the way.
Does he really?
Churchill Boxing. The hardest punch I've ever seen anyone throw in my life was in our gym. David Benavidez was sparring Bivol.
Whoa.
And David Benavidez is a great fighter, but Bivol caught him and dropped him with the jab in sparring.
Whoa.
In sparring. Bivol, an incredible fighter. He's an example. So they both are. Those are actually 2 guys that I feel like could.
Sean Porter and Sean Zittel shared their thoughts on the widely discussed sparring sessions between David Benavidez and Dmitry Bivol. They pointed out that multiple first-hand accounts have claimed Benavidez held the edge during those workouts, with some even alleging that he scored a knockdown in one exchange. While none of those stories can confirm what would happen in an official bout, both analysts agree that the repeated accounts have only increased the excitement surrounding a possible future showdown.
What's their history like? The history is, you know, because I've heard like both sides say like, you know, he knows what happened.
I've heard from most. I think
most of it's that Benavidez has got the best of Bivol, right?
Yeah, I think from including Peter Berg.
Yeah.
The guy from Terry Conklin from the Great White Height. I think he said he was there in LA when they sparred and that Benavidez dropped him.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter Berg has.
Shifting the focus away from the sparring conversations, Teddy Atlas described David Benavidez as one of the most well-rounded fighters in modern boxing. He praised Benavidez for his exceptional boxing IQ, refined technique, unwavering determination, and readiness to take on the toughest opponents. According to Atlas, Those qualities separate him from many of his rivals and make him one of the most exciting fighters to watch today.
I'd like to see, I think, every day of the week and twice on Sunday, I'd like to see Benavidez. I mean, Benavidez is an action fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a terrific fighter. He's buttoned up in all areas, mentally, technically, physically, and he's, like they all have the great art, but he's the guy, you just kind of touched on it, that, he said he's willing to come down. That's Benavidez. Have gloves, will travel. He's willing to go anywhere. That's what you gotta love him.
Turning to the stylistic matchup, Sergio Mora believes David Benavidez has the tools to present one of the toughest challenges for Dmitry Bivol. Mora points to Benavidez's hand speed, relentless pressure, and high-volume offense as key strengths that could disrupt Bivol's movement and keep him from finding his usual rhythm. In his opinion, those advantages could give Benavidez a real edge if the two fighters ever meet in the ring.
Bivol's the way because he's not a big puncher. He's footwork, and you need to know how to close down that distance and footwork. Benavidez has that. Speed beats the timing of Bivol with that jab. Speed's going to intercept that, and then ultimately the power. The power's going to be on Benavidez's side. Bivol's never been a puncher. He's strong, but he's not a puncher. So everything's for Benavidez. I would see him being the major favorite here.
Taking that argument a step further.
Expanding on that point, Sergio Mora believes that a victory over Dmitry Bivol would be a career-defining achievement for David Benavidez. He explained that their past sparring experience means both fighters already have some understanding of each other's style, eliminating much of the mystery. Mora also believes that defeating a champion of Bivol's caliber would firmly establish Benavidez as one of the biggest names in the light heavyweight division and significantly elevate his legacy in the sport.
Light heavyweight. Benavidez says that Bivol is the #1 target on his list. Is that the right decision for him, do you think, to go back down to 175 and to challenge Dmitry Bivol?
100%. Because one, they've sparred before, so they know what to expect. That's one. Two, imagine him fighting in September in the same venue in Las Vegas with all the Mexicans watching again and beating a guy that beat down your superstar, a guy that beat Bivol. I'm talking about Bivol beat Canelo and you beating Bivol on that special date. That's how you take over the crown at 29 years old and become the next star for the next couple of years.
Offering a different perspective, Sean Zittel believes Dmitry Bivol should remain David Benavidez's #1 target. He sees the matchup as unfinished business, arguing that there is still plenty to be settled between the two fighters. In his view, their shared history and contrasting styles only make the contest even more intriguing, turning it into one of the most anticipated potential fights in the light heavyweight division.
Dmitry Bivol he's gotta fight Bivol. That's unfinished business. Look, it's bad enough you didn't get to prove yourself as the man at super middleweight, and you didn't get to prove yourself as you're the man at light heavyweight. And I think Benavidez is still a blown-up light heavyweight. I think he could grow naturally into the cruiserweight division more. This was a smart decision to fight a guy he had sparred for over 100 rounds that he knew he could do what he did to him last night.
Not everyone believes David Benavidez would have the advantage in a potential showdown. Timothy Bradley argues that one of Dmitry Bivol's greatest strengths is his ability to adapt during a fight. He believes the champion consistently adjusts his strategy based on what unfolds in the ring, making him extremely difficult to figure out. According to Bradley, that tactical flexibility and ring intelligence could prove to be the deciding factor if Bivol and Benavidez eventually face each other.
Bivol is a guy that can, you know what, I'll tell you what Bivol is. Bivol is one of those guys that he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he's gonna do. That's what he'll do. And he'll have a plan A, a plan B. He'll have a game plan for this, a game plan for that, but he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he's gonna do, right? So like when he Ramirez, he stepped to Ramirez. Didn't anybody think that he's gonna step to Ramirez? Hell no. We thought he was gonna box because Ramirez was so damn big, standing at 200 pounds, you know? Going up from 175 to 200 pounds. Yeah. But he stepped to him. Y'all probably don't think that Bivol would step to Benavidez. You'll be surprised. He'll step to his ass. Yeah, he'd do the complete opposite. And then he might even revert on to boxing. You know, so like Bivol is a different animal.
Bruce Carrington also believes Dmitry Bivol would be one of the toughest opponents David Benavidez could face. He credits Bivol's disciplined approach, technical style, and ability to stick to a smart game plan as qualities that could create serious problems over the course of a fight. Even so, Carrington feels any predictions should remain speculative until the matchup is officially made and both fighters step into the ring.
Always said, in order to beat Benavidez, you have to have a gas tank to box him all 12 rounds. And Bivol, I think, is the only guy to be able to do that. So I think that Bivol might give him the most trouble with a win. Possibly. You gotta ask me that question again when the fight is closer to happening. But I think Bivol has the best shot of beating Benavidez for sure.
Andre Dirrell also leans toward Dmitry Bivol in a potential matchup with David Benavidez. He believes Bivol's exceptional footwork, high ring IQ, and mastery of distance control would make him an extremely difficult puzzle to solve across 12 rounds. While Dirrell expects Benavidez to stay competitive with his relentless pressure and determination, he feels Bivol's technical precision and disciplined approach would ultimately give the champion the edge.
Absolutely, Bivol's the final boss. Yes, I was already assuming you thought that, but I don't think he can beat Bivol. You know, I don't think there's literally like nothing he can do to get the victory. I ain't saying they ain't gonna be close. What I'm saying is, it's nothing he can do to win. I think Bivol will edge him out as far as movement. You know how David pursues versus how well Bivol moves and punches along with his movement will simply be too much for David. He'll be trying to figure it out. He'll be more determined as each round progresses, right? And he'll never give up, right? So that will in turn give him a great performance against Bivol, but he'll learn a lot about himself in that loss versus Bivol.
Despite favoring Dmitry Bivol overall, Andre Dirrell had high praise for David Benavidez's well-rounded offensive arsenal. However, he also pointed to one area that could use refinement, suggesting that Benavidez's aggressive pressure sometimes creates openings that elite-level opponents may be able to capitalize on. In Dirrell's opinion, tightening that aspect of his game could make Benavidez an even more dangerous and complete fighter.
I'll say this, man. David is an A+ in every single category. Punch combination, right? Pursuit, right? Hand speed, power, and explosiveness, right? But he is probably a D- or a E possibly with how he pursues the fight. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a stance when he's walking you down. He literally walks you down. And and that's my only issue with it.
Despite favoring Dmitry Bivol overall, Andre Dirrell had high praise for David Benavidez's well-rounded offensive arsenal. However, he also pointed to one area that could use refinement, suggesting that Benavidez's aggressive pressure sometimes creates openings that elite-level opponents may be able to capitalize on. In Dirrell's opinion, tightening that aspect of his game could make Benavidez an even more dangerous and complete fighter.
You know, Bivol, I thought Bivol was Bivol. Yeah. Bivol beat Benavidez. I think that if sparring went as good as it went for Benavidez back then, there's still so much to take into consideration too. There's so many things to consider.
Youth, injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, Bivol was very sharp over the weekend. Even if it was a little boring, he is still excellent. I mean, elite, not excellent. Elite. I mean, one of the best fighters in the world.
I think that's the style that it takes to beat a Benavidez.
As the discussion continues, Sean Porter and Sean Zittel both described Dmitry Bivol as one of the toughest possible opponents for David Benavidez. They stressed that any potential matchup should be judged on far more than past sparring sessions, pointing instead to Bivol's elite technical skills, disciplined approach, and exceptional ring IQ. In their opinion, those qualities make him a serious challenge for Benavidez and keep this potential showdown among the most fascinating debates in boxing.
You know, it's funny too because we don't even know about Joel Battaglia now. You know, I don't know what's going on with Zupa. You know, and from what I hear, my people and their people, really hard. They don't like to work with each other. So, but, you know, if that's what the people want, I'm here to cater to the people. So if we can't get the fight with Bivol and the people want the fight with Joe Opetaia, that's what we're going to.
While Dmitry Bivol remains David Benavidez' top target, he is also keeping another major opportunity in sight, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Benavidez has made it clear that if a fight with Bivol cannot be finalized, he would be more than willing to face Ramirez instead. According to Benavidez, his main priority is taking on the biggest and most exciting matchups that boxing fans want to see, regardless of who stands across the ring.
Man, that fight's easy to make on our side. You know what I mean? I've been ready. I've been, you know, I'll just hear excuses and you know, fucking this and that, you know, Buzz, reach out. How bad do you want to fight? How bad do you want to be undisputed cruiserweight? That's an easy fight to make. You know, there's all these little excuses and stuff, but it is what it is, man. I think he's going to take a different path, and I think he's going to take a smarter path, to be honest.
Roy Jones Jr. believes a potential clash between David Benavidez and Jai Opetaia would be a true test for both fighters. In his view, each man possesses the size, power, and technical ability to present challenges unlike anything the other has faced at the highest level. Jones feels that this evenly matched combination of styles and talent is what makes the matchup one of the most exciting and compelling fights that could be made in boxing today.
Like him and Jai, I think it's a great fight to test both of them. Jai's new and coming. Benavidez has not had nobody apparently that really wanted to try to step up and test him yet that was of his caliber. We knew that Ramirez was good, but 200 rounds of sparring, he knows you're not his caliber.
And
so I think Opetaia would be the first guy to challenge him that really has the size enough to really be a challenge. And I think he'll be the first challenge for Benavidez as well because he'll be coming down the way.
Malik Scott also believes a potential fight with Jai Opetaia could become a defining chapter in David Benavidez' career. He sees it as the type of elite challenge that would further strengthen Benavidez' legacy and reinforce his status among boxing's top fighters. According to Scott, pursuing an opponent of Opetaia's caliber would demonstrate Benavidez' willingness to seek out the toughest available competition rather than simply protect his position at the top.
Say no one else. Right. Like, obviously, better be the stuff like that. But to me, you know, that just comes across. If you're not going to be transparent with yourself and recognize that Opetaia is the extreme legacy fight, then we have to look at that as a dub match. And as much as we all love Benavidez on this show, even myself, he beat my guy, Zurdo Ramirez. I just came on here the other day and said, you know, you got to tip your hat to a guy. He is the man. But if he don't see Opetaia as a legacy fight, then that holds my interest on what do he see as a legacy fight.
Max Kellerman, however, believes a showdown between David Benavidez and Jai Opetaia has become the most exciting fight that can be made in boxing today. In his view, the matchup now stands above Benavidez' other potential options, offering the perfect challenge at this stage of his career. Kellerman feels the combination of elite talent, contrasting styles, and high stakes makes it the one fight he wants to see more than any other.
The number one fight I'd like to see is Benavidez and Opetaia at 200 pounds. To me, that has supplanted Beterbiev as the fight to see because that's really where Benavidez belongs. It doesn't have to be a catch weight. Those are the two best guys in the division.
From Timothy Bradley's perspective, David Benavidez has the style and mentality needed to overcome Jai Opetaia, despite the difficult challenge the matchup presents. Bradley believes Benavidez' relentless pressure, high work rate, and aggressive pace could gradually disrupt Opetaia's rhythm and force him out of his comfort zone. In his opinion, if Benavidez succeeds in dictating the tempo of the fight, the momentum could begin to shift in his favor as the championship rounds unfold.